Have you ever wondered why dumb people make more money than you? Like, how are people with no degrees building multi-million-dollar empires while straight A students are working 9 to 5s? Because it turns out the richest people aren't actually that smart. In fact, the average millionaire only has a 2.9 GPA. And I know this from personal experience. I did horrible in school. I didn't go to university, and today I live my dream life traveling the world, all while running multiple businesses. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you the 3 reasons why your intelligence might be keeping you broke, the psychology behind it, and I'm also gonna give you 3 dumb strategies that will make you richer than you ever thought possible, regardless of your IQ. Starting with uninformed optimism. The first reason dumb people make more money is they don't know what they don't know and they don't care. They have an unreasonable amount of confidence because they literally don't second guess themselves. Smart people have this tendency to overanalyze. They doubt themselves. Dumb people just act. So there's this thing called the emotional cycle of change. It's the roller coaster of feelings that people experience when they choose to make a major change in their life. And that first stage, the uninformed optimism, is the best one. Research shows that 93% of Americans think they're above average drivers, which is statistically impossible. It's also called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which means that most people think they're smarter than they are. The problem is that when it comes to making money, people that are intelligent make up a ton of reasons of why the thing won't work. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The smartest people overthink their shots and never even take them. So confidence is one thing, but there's a second reason dumb people win, and it's the one thing that keeps smart people playing small their entire lives. Reason number 2, they're scared to look stupid. Most people don't try not because they're scared to fail, they're scared to be seen failing. So why does a smart person do this? It's because they want to protect their smart kid identity. In the book, Mindset by Carol Dweck, she talks about this, that there's a study where children that have been praised for being smart will eventually get to a point where they will avoid challenging situations because they're afraid of losing that smart kid label. Dumb people aren't scared of looking anything. They're like, I don't care if you think I don't know, I don't know. I need to know the answer. You have the answer, so I'm gonna ask the question even if I look dumb, because then I'll have the answer to be able to make a good decision. I remember one time I was coaching this woman, Jessica, and I noticed she never asked questions. And I called her out on Instagram. I literally messaged her on Instagram. I said, hey, you haven't asked a question in a while. And then she admitted, she's like, well, I just don't want anybody to think that I don't know what I'm doing in my business. I said, here's the deal. You don't, that's why we're working together. And if you ask questions, you'll learn more. Next call, she asked a really simple question. Everybody might've thought it was basic, but I told her how her competitors are using an automation tool to solve her problem, which cut her costs in half. And not only that, she doubled her business in 90 days because she was willing to look dumb. The smartest people in the rooms are the ones that are willing to look stupid. So here's what we're gonna do. Grab a piece of paper or anything to write in. I want you to write down your honest answers to 2 questions. 1, what's one thing that you avoid doing because you're scared you might look stupid or incompetent while you're doing it? Second question is, who are you trying to impress by not doing it? Write those things down because we're gonna come back to them. So we've established that the fear of looking dumb keeps people stuck. But here's a third reason smart people stay broke, and it's all about how you see risk. Number 3, bad risk radar. I once read a study that showed that people with lower cognitive scores were willing to take risks in a controlled test. But when it came to real money being involved, they became less conservative than the average person. Smart people overestimate the risk and play it safe. And the truth is, it's not about making the right decision. It's about making a decision than making it right. So here are 2 examples of smart versus dumb risk. Smart. Yahoo passes on Google twice. Literally in 1998, Google offered to sell Yahoo for $1 million. $1 million. Yahoo said, nah. 4 years later, Yahoo comes back once they see the traction and offers them $3 billion. Google says, okay, but they came back at $5 billion. Yahoo passed again. Today, Google is worth way more than $1 trillion. 2 chances missed by overthinking. Dumb, the FedEx gamble. 1973, the founder of FedEx, Fred Smith, he's got no money. He can't even pay a $5K fuel bill. He takes $5,000, all they have left in the bank account, goes to Vegas, gambles, blackjack. Now, most people think that's dumb. Guess what? He turned that into the 27 grand he got to survive, and he became a global shipping giant. The biggest risk is taking no risk. I'm not promoting gambling, but I want to emphasize the concept of taking risks. So here's how we fix your broken risk radar. I call it the ratios of risk. There's 3 questions you gotta ask yourself. First off, you ask yourself, what's one investment that scares you right now? Some people, it's like hiring somebody, hiring a coach, full-time employee, going pro. There's something about some way you wanna spend your money. Write that dollar amount down. Like, what do you think that costs? The second is what's the percent of your annual income in that? Are you putting like your whole life savings, or is it a small percentage? Third is, if you knew you couldn't fail, would you make that bet? And what I want to inform you is that you have to recalibrate. When I started in business, spending $18 for a book felt like a serious investment. And then I got to a place where I noticed that every time I made an investment, my life got better, but the size of the investment had to go up in a relation to the level of risk. Dumb people realize that it's not an absolute dollar amount, it's a percentage. They'll put a lot more money behind the things that smart people won't even pay for. Smart people are like, I got a $20 gym membership, I feel good about myself. A dumb person goes, well, if I don't pay you $250 to go, I know I don't trust myself, I won't go, but if I pay you $250, I wanna get my money's worth, so I'm gonna do that instead. Do you see the difference? Because when people don't pay, they don't pay attention. If you're not willing to put money at risk to get a reward proportionate to the reward you want, then you won't get it. The truth is, the biggest risk you could ever take is not having the time in your calendar to do the thing that's gonna make you the most money. Most people need an assistant. Most people need a virtual assistant, executive assistant, even somebody in your home to help you clean. The challenge is the most smart people wouldn't even know what to ask them to do. So if you want my internal EA playbook, the whole thing, it's 42 pages of exactly how I work with my executive assistant, just find me on Instagram and message me, YouTube EA, and I'll send it right over. Now you have the 3 reasons why dumb people make more money than smart people. They're overconfident, they're not scared to look stupid, and they underestimate the risk, which gets them in positions to get big returns. But here's the good news. You don't need to actually be dumb to win like they do. You just need to dumb things down and keep it simple. The 3 strategies I'm about to show you all have one thing in common. They eliminate complexity and make success way easier. So let's start with dumb strategy number 1, model, then modify. Dumb people just go, you're the expert, you taught me how to do something, I got your blueprint, I'm just gonna do what you did. Smart people get the blueprint, look at it and go, this won't work for me because I'm a magic snowflake. So they tweak it, and then when they start doing it, it didn't work the way the person that gave it to them used it. Why? They changed it way too early. The research has shown this, that entrepreneurs who copy existing business models have a 20% higher chance of survival than those who try to innovate from scratch. I think of my buddy Felipe. He literally sells houses. He's like, I want to start coaching people. How do I do it? I showed him my model. He didn't change it. He didn't tweak it. He didn't try to make it his own. He copied it, literally step by step. A month later, he's making so much profit he can't believe it. And everybody's like, how did you do it, Felipe? He's like, I just followed what Dan told me how to do. And this is the crazy part is, somebody's been successful, they're leaving clues. Stop ignoring them. Remember that thing I asked you to write down earlier? That thing that scares you a little bit? Here's what we're gonna do with that. The first thing is you're gonna find somebody that's already doing that thing that you wanna do successfully. The second thing is you wanna study exactly what they did for 3 days. Then this week, copy their first 3 steps exactly. Don't try to be original yet, just copy and start. So for example, if you wanna get into YouTube or creating content, just go back to my old stuff. Write down the process, see what I did, follow my steps. I have people that ask me all the time about my social media strategy. It's public, and I just say, do what I do. Right off the bat, I'm publishing twice a day on my Instagram, and you're not. Why don't you copy that? Model, then modify. If you want my results, literally copy me. I want you to know this, by the way. I care more that you win than you copying my stuff. So if I do anything that you think is smart, feel free to copy it. It's yours to keep. You don't have to give me attribution. I don't care. I literally want to see you win more than I care about that. Now, copying someone gets you moving. That's awesome. But you can still fail if you're copying the wrong thing. So here's how to make sure you're on the right path as somebody that's acting dumb. Dumb strategy number 2, zone of genius. The zone of genius is deciding what is the thing that you do that creates the most value in the world, and actually strategically being dumb about everything else. Dumb people do this fun thing where they're just like, that's above my pay grade, and they don't get involved, like finance or just stuff that doesn't matter. So for example, if you didn't know this, I don't approve anything that goes live on social media. I see it the first time you see it. I got dumb to the need to verify what you're editing. Look, for the 1 or 2 times a year that something gets published that was private that shouldn't have been included in some content, I just hit archive. It might be seen by a few thousand people, but sometimes you just gotta let go, and because you're too smart, you hold on way too long. See, smart people think they gotta be good at everything. I choose to only be good at the thing that needs me, and everything else, I literally act like a 3-year-old. People ask me questions about stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. Of course I know. But if I answer the question, they'll always come to me for the next question. I don't wanna be having that conversation. I wanna have the time to do the thing only I can do, my zone of genius. So to figure out your specific zone of genius, you need to answer 4 questions. And this comes from the Japanese methodology, Ikigai. The first question is, what do you love doing? Like, what do you do when you want to procrastinate? What would you do with your friends? Like, what do you truly love to do? The second question is, what are you naturally good at? You know, what's the thing that other people say, oh, you're really good at that? And you might not even consider it that special, but other people comment on it. That's the answer for number 2. Number 3 is, what does the world need? You might have a desire to do something because you really enjoy it, but there's no need out there for it. And number 4, what can you get paid for? People might like something, but they won't pay for something unless it's a real pain. So what do people already spend money on in this area? That's the answer for number 4. If you think of those 4 questions, the overlapping center of that diagram is your zone of genius. That is where you should go all in, okay? Look at the ratios of risk of where you're taking risks. Is it aligned with your zone of genius? If not, that's where it needs to be, because that's exactly what your next level requires. But here's where smart people screw it up. They just complicate it. Here's how to keep it stupidly simple. Dumb strategy number 3, simple scales. This is my mantra in life. It's our core value at my company. It's what I talk to all my executives. Simplify, 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 okay? You can't scale chaos. You have to keep it simple. Dumb people are rich because they keep it stupidly simple. You know, I was in a finance meeting recently with my team, and they were trying to explain to me some decisions on some investments. And I was like, you guys are overcomplicating it. The truth is, draw me a fucking picture. Treat me like I'm in 7th grade. Smart people literally try to overcomplicate it because it makes them feel smart. Where dumb people keep getting richer because they get information in a way that allows them to make decisions faster. And my favorite story of this is the story of Sriracha. David Tran, the founder, came to America with nothing. And his dumb plan was pretty straightforward: sell one type of hot sauce. While big companies were trying to give him advice and everybody coming in, you need to do this, you need to do that. He said, no, I'm gonna do one thing, and I'm gonna do it really well, and I'm gonna make sure everybody knows about it. And it's become such a cultural phenomenon. The green cap bottle for 40 years, Sriracha. He didn't overthink it or try to be a genius. He did one simple thing perfectly. Now he's a billionaire. The dumbest solution is usually the right one because it's the least complex. Here's why complexity always sneaks in, is because adding stuff makes you feel productive. It costs nothing to add. It makes you feel like you're doing something, but subtracting makes the system actually work. Right now, you've got your zone of genius. You know what you got to do. Now I got to teach you the scaling credo so you don't overcomplicate it. It requires these 5 ones. Here's how it works. The first thing we have to do is pick one target market, okay? Who can I serve the best? Who I want to serve? Just pick one. The second thing is one product. What's the one thing that you know will give them value? What would I sell if I knew I only got paid if they got the result? Third is one conversion tool. The one way you get them to buy. If it's through partners, if it's through paid, if it's through creating content, what's the one way you get their attention and sell them something? Number 4 is one channel, one place to go find them. Where are they hiding? Are they going to events? Are they on Facebook? Are they on TikTok? One traffic source. You want to go all in on one. And the last one is 1 year. If you commit to these 4 things for 12 months without distractions, you put blinders on, You will blow your mind on what you can accomplish. Dumb people kick smart people's asses because they don't get distracted. They don't add a bunch of stuff, and they're able to do a dumb thing, which is to sell hot sauce with a green cap for 40 years to become a billionaire. Do you care how you become a billionaire, you smarty pants? You see what I'm saying? I love you, but stop overcomplicating it. If your goal is to be rich, the strategy I just shared with you is the highest probability of you getting rich. So write those down. That's your entire focus for the next year. You now have everything you need. Okay, you know why dumb people are richer than smart people. You know what you need to do so that you can incorporate their dumb strategies so that you can get rich. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just go. And I know some people are going to watch this and they're still going to want to overcomplicate it. And here's why. Overthinking feels safe because it delays the responsibility. Making things complex to start means there's nothing to start to get feedback on that you can fail at. And action feels risky because it creates truth you now know. I've always said that the business plan never survives first contact with the customer. The only thing you need to be doing is selling something to a stranger, yet we all add this complexity. I gotta get the name, I gotta get it patented, I need to get a trademark, I need to get the domain. It's like all this noise to just start. People feel like they need clarity to make a decision. Clarity is the reward for movement, making decisions. It's not a prerequisite that needs to be there. So what I need you to do below in the comments, just tell me one area of your business you're gonna dumb down. Is it taking action? Is it hiring? Is it marketing? Is it sales? What are you just gonna simplify and dumb down so you can get richer? I need you to leave a comment below. And just remember, if you're a business owner and you're trying to get past 7 figures and you want my internal EA, Executive Assistant Playbook, just find me on Instagram, Dan Martel, 2 L's Martel, and message me YouTube EA, and I'll send you the link right over. And if you want to get rich without talent, luck, or a freaking trust fund, just click here and I'll see you on the other side.